A short but useful video for owners of the Peugeot 308 in the T9 body. With high mileage, you often run into the problem of the fan relay failing. These relays are responsible for the proper operation of the cooling fan. I accidentally came across a photo of this relay from someone. Here's what it looks like, so I decided to take a look and see what's going on with mine and how it's doing up there. The access there is great. It's easy to remove. To do this, you first need to push back these orange locks and then disconnect the plugs. There are 2 of them here. I don't think you'll have any major problems. And then with a star screwdriver, 1 screw and you have the relay in your hands. And actually, what I saw? Quite significant oxidation. Probably everywhere. Signs of corrosion on the coil. By the way, regarding this corrosion, owners of old Peugeot 308 in the previous body also encountered problems with this relay en masse. And many wrote that if there is corrosion on this spiral, the resistance changes and the fan behaves incorrectly. For example, it always activates at maximum RPM. And to be honest, I had suspicions that mine was doing the same thing, but I'm not completely sure. That's why I ordered a new relay from AliExpress. But more on that a bit later. Well, taking this opportunity, a small announcement, I have a new feature on my channel called sponsorship. If you're watching this channel because of the videos dedicated to the Peugeot 308, if you like what I'm doing, you like it, and besides likes and kind words in the comments, you're ready to support the channel and its development, I would be grateful. Of course, it's not just for nothing and not for pretty eyes. Sponsors get some nice bonuses. All the details are in the video, the link to it is in the description. Thank you! First, I cleaned my old relay using contact cleaner and a small brush. But you need to be extremely careful not to break anything. Everything is very fragile, especially with the oxides. In the end, I got this result. Much better, but far from perfect. That's exactly why I decided to buy something similar from AliExpress. The prices there include shipping and taxes to the Republic of Belarus. Well, less than $10. What, in my opinion, more than reasonable. You can also buy it on Ozone or Valberis, but the price there is already $15. The price for the original starts at $37, so it's up to you to decide what matters more to you and whether it's worth overpaying. So, about the Chinese spare part. Visually, it's very similar to the original. Of course, there are no markings, but the quality of the manufacturing is good. No complaints. Everything is also fine with it in terms of performance. And after the installation, it seemed to me that the fan stopped turning on at maximum speed. For example, it's hot outside. You stopped, but don't turn off the engine. And literally after 10-20 seconds, you can clearly hear the fan kicking in. It used to be like that, now I can't even remember anything like that. To be honest, maybe it's some kind of self-suggestion. Of course, because I didn't take any measurements and I didn't have any errors. But still, to not be completely unfounded, I measured the resistance on the old and the new relay. And overall, I checked it with the multimeter. Since I don't have the schematic for this relay, I did everything, so to speak, on a whim. But even here, I noticed some nice moments. From the results of the continuity test, it was already clear that the old one was faulty. I don't even know what this element is called. On the old 308s, there was a fuse in place of such relays. It just had a different shape. Maybe it's also a fuse. I don't know, sorry about that. But the point is, there's something wrong with it, since it doesn't show continuity. At the same time, the resistance shows about 17 megaohms. That's actually quite decent, considering that the resistance of this component on the new Chinese one is about 0.65 to 0.7 ohms. The difference is huge. Perhaps according to the factory, the resistance should be 0.8 ohms as indicated by this marking. But that's just a guess, since there are no markings at all on the Chinese unit. The resistance of the coil on the Chinese one is 1.6 to 1.7 ohms. On the old original one, 0.91 ohm. The resistance between these contacts on the new one is 1.01 or 1.02 kiloohms. There is no resistance between the other contacts. Now the old original one, the same contacts, just like the first time, have a resistance of 0.99 kiloohms, but there is now resistance between the other contacts ranging from 6.7 to 7. So, it indicates that there's definitely something wrong with them as well. The sum of the whole story? With this relay, in the original version, something was definitely wrong, but to be honest, I did not notice any errors or any complaints about the operation, although there were opportunities to dig deeper. Moreover, in hot weather, after stopping the car, if you don't turn it off and get out, the cooling fan's RPM would increase after about 10 seconds. It was really noticeable. The new Chinese one doesn't have that effect. I have no idea how reliable the new Chinese one is. Is there even any point in getting into it? As long as everything is working more or less and not throwing any errors. Again, just take a look for yourself. The only thing I would advise, just in case, it wouldn't hurt to take it off and see what's inside. Fortunately, there's just one bolt and the connector comes off easily. Well, at least you'll see what condition everything is in there. And what if we also check it with a multimeter and measure the resistance? Well, it will be just beautiful. But, I repeat, whether to get into it or not is up to each person to decide for themselves. Some will say that you shouldn't interfere with the car while it's working, while others will say that it's better to get in there and replace this relay before it completely fails. Something like that. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye everyone.